Oh, I shouldn't have got rid of the music, but then I gotta know the stream is gonna die, so there's that. Ay, ay, ay. This is why I changed to the other computer, but then that computer died, so...
But even the other computer was having encoder issues. Like, it's not like it...
Well, no, that wasn't a encoder issue. That was a graphics card issue because there was an update, and the update caused a compliance or whatever issue, so it wasn't like... It was a one-off thing, whereas this thing is a problem child. Anyway, we're back. Let's let people filter back in.
Encoder? I hardly know her.
Yo! All right. Didn't learn much yet, but jeez.
They love those green and purple together.
I don't know, man. Like all corporate like attempts at like I don't know how to describe it. Like culture, there's no other way. Like anytime a corporation tries to produce something that has a cultural touchstone of any kind, they miss the point utterly and blow out all the aspects that are irrelevant and borderline unimportant.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
I don't know. It just seems like there was a style and a reason behind the aggressive cutting and color scheming of the 90s. And when like a big corporation gets their hands on it, like it tries to be like, let's
go above and beyond.
You know, let's make it better on our employees because they'll feel like we're connecting to them, and it doesn't work because the employees don't feel like they're being connected to because it feels like a hollow lie.
Yeah,
and it's not genuine, and so the managers or whoever give this the okay go, why did it miss? And the people it was aimed at who missed so utterly go, how could you miss so wildly? And no one in between passes along the message.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's probably all right. Let's go ahead and get the training back underway. Oops.
First of all, don't stand under a ladder.
I mean, whatever. We're not here to talk about superstitions. It's about training. I'm not here to learn about witches or goblins or ghoulies or cauldrons or spells.
Good condition. It's completely open, and the safety catches are locked.
Oh, no, you don't. One thing we don't need when talking about slips and falls is any bad luck. So follow these simple rules, and you'll create your own good luck.
Don't cross the path of a black cat. Here's the thing. I'm going to tell you a real-ass story that, like, I was in my office, and this woman, she's, like, basically a nurse who's just working back where I worked, like, answer questions or whatever. So, like, a business professional or a medical professional, I even want to look at them. She comes up to the HR person and goes, the mirror's broken in the woman's bathroom. Someone needs to fix that because that's bad luck. She goes, oh, I know. Someone's coming. She's like, I was going to touch it, but then I was like, I didn't want the bad luck to come to me. And they had a legitimate 20-minute discussion about bad luck, and it felt like I was in the Twilight Zone because these were two adults talking like I used to talk when I was in the 6th grade, right? When you would entertain the idea of winning the lottery or having luck or bad luck or
Whatever.
Magic, that sort of stupid shit.
I still hold my breath whenever we go through a tunnel.
Well, but I do that too, but it's only like for tradition's sake. I realize that you could breathe through a tunnel and no one is going to die. No one's back is going to break if you step on a crack.
I also hold my breath when we drive by a cemetery too.
Whatever.
Don't want to get haunted.
I mean, enough people have breathed driving by any given cemetery that all the ghosts are spoken for. So at this point, I guarantee if you drive by a cemetery and breathe, no haunting will take place. All the ghosts are spoken for.
and welcome back to the show.
This is what the kids call cringe. What adults call cringe-worthy.
Today we're talking about what to do when you're around, knives, tomato slicers, can openers, box cutters, that sort of thing. Anything that's sharp, like you.
That's why you need this.
What's a tomato slicer that's not a knife?
Always pay close attention to what you're doing. Don't be in a hurry or zippity-doo-dah. Just kidding. So always wear those safety gloves to protect your precious hands. Fashion statement. Now, grab the right knife.
You're putting the glove on the hand that you're going to hold the knife with?
Doesn't this feel like it's not even, this isn't even like, this isn't the caliber of a corporate level produced piece of material, right? Like, this is the type of bullshit that I would have seen on a VHS tape handed out in my church for vacation Bible school. Who, you know, like whatever organization involved had $15 to throw together a VHS tape for God knows how many churches to show to kids. And like, you know, it's bad acting, bad writing, and no real information passed because you're just looking to keep these kids busy for a little while.
Yeah.
If they learn about the Bible or they learn what a knife is, so much the better. But this is presumably aimed at adults because you're going to be trusting them with knives. Let's just, again, since we're giving them sharp weapons or implements, tools, if you will, let's double down and just pretend like they're also adults and don't need to be fucking, like, there's Saturday Night Live, right? And then there's Mad TV, and then there's like weekend improv game comedy show. This is below that.
Yes.
By the handle. Can you handle that? Knock it off, you two in the back.
She's about to Dave Coulier this shit and be like, cut it out.
Yes.
For each task. Hold the knife firmly and keep your fingers away from the blade. And when you set it down, point the blade away from you. Remember, I'm the only cut up.
It would be nearly impossible to set a knife down with the blade facing you, right? You'd have to like, because you're chopping, the blade is facing, you know, pretend like you see the knife here, huh? You put it down. You have to go. What?
I don't understand why she's holding the protective glove with the hand she's cutting with.
That's the hand least susceptible to cuts is the one wrapped around the handle of the knife because the knife can't cut itself.
Yeah. I don't
Lady.
understand. Like when you go to Chipotle, you see that they're cutting with
they have
a
the
regular
knife
hand.
but then they have the chainmail glove and everything.
You're too much!
This lady's an idiot.
Oops. If you drop the knife, just let it fall. Don't try to catch it. Duh.
Just leave it
Move
there
away
day
quickly
after
and warn
day.
anyone close by. Hey, there's a knife on the loose. Watch out!
Nobody had the heart to tell her this isn't a real cooking show. She thinks that she's the next Julia Child, and then they don't want to hurt her feelings. But she's not talking to anybody. It's a fake laugh track.
Yeah, like that's the thing. This is so sad and like not. Okay, another touchstone. Maybe you know, maybe you don't, but it feels very like Star Wars holiday special, where it's like the script isn't funny, and everybody knows that it's not funny, but still Harvey Korman is like, or whatever his name, not Harvey Keitel, whatever. Mark Hamill, they're all involved, like B. Arthur, they're all like, this isn't funny, but we have to commit to the thing.
Right.
Whip, stir, you know what I'm talking about. That's what this feels like. It's like everyone involved knows it's a disaster. It was released, but the thing is, like, George Lucas had the clout to pull and destroy all the copies he could, where like no one could do that for this poor woman.
Mm-hmm.
With the knife or any sharp item, put them back on the magnetic bar or knife holder. Your trainer will show you where they belong. Well, that's it for this segment of Sharp Cooking Tips. Your trainer will show you how to clean knives and other sharp items properly. Remember, always be careful around anything sharp. Get the point? Hope not.
You're not holding the glove. You don't have your glove on. Don't touch that knife. You didn't teach us anything.
Monty Burns. Mr. Burns.
Here's proof that riding the range.
Oh, why is this so dark?
Here's Bernie, cowboy.
He's got a salsa made in New York City.
Sticking your tongue in a Waco wasp's nest. Ooh-wee. Howdy, partners. I'm Cowboy.
Waco
And
waffle
I'm here
iron.
to
That
tell
was
you a little tale about
hot.
being careful when you're moseying around the old Star Ranch there. Hey, if you can't
that's fast food code for butthole.
stand the heat, don't get out of the kitchen. Just be downright cautious.
If you
Take
can't
a
stand the
look at
heat,
this
be
here char
cautious.
broiler. Why, the whole thing, including the
really,
elk
Targo,
hands for
yeah?
the cooked meat, is hotter than a Fort Worth furnace.
Jesus
When you put
Christ!
those frozen meat patties or chicken breasts on the charbroiler, don't touch that belt. And
Yeah,
when
no
you
shit.
take them critters off, always use a spatula.
Don't go grabbing them with your bare hands, boy.
Watch what
Damn!
you're doing. If you touch this here charbroiler, I guarantee you,
It's
you'll
fucking
be doing
hot.
the old Texas two-step double time. Hey, it's great to be the fastest cook in the West, but y'all got to do a safe job, too. Be careful now.
Not for nothing. I would like to show my affection and praise for the concept of that particular charbroiling device because it works on pizzas and everything. And you've seen it everywhere. Yeah, I took it for granted until I worked around it. And when you see it working in a lunch rush, and that's the thing, it never goes faster, it never goes slower. It's just on all the time. The chain is just driving that belt, and you can throw one on, you can throw a million on.
Wow.
And they always come out fine. They never get burnt. Nothing ever goes wrong. If I owned a restaurant, I would cook everything in that, which is why everybody does. Red Lobster and everybody in the Darden Corporation, essentially all the fast food places, it's what glass did for holding liquid. This did for cooking food. I can't believe it. And it's so simple. And it's who gives a shit? And why do I don't know.
Around them fryers, they'll scorch you faster than an El Paso pistol. Don't let shortening splatter on you or touch shortening with your bare hands. When cooking up them French fries, lower that basket real gentle-like into the fry vat so you and your compadres don't get splattered.
Yeah, you're going to get splattered with that shit literally all the time because you're always going to be under the gun, throwing shit around and getting splashed with hot shit and then throwing salt onto those wounds because you have to literally salt
literally.
everything.
Your trainer will be kind enough to show you some
got
special
a big COVID
protective
mask.
gear to
He's
wear
gonna be
when
welding.
you're filtering or cleaning those fryers. Always remember, the shortening is as hot as a 4th of July firecracker.
Stop.
This grill is as
4th of
fiery as a
July.
Houston jalapeno. Even the edges and the ledge in front are hot, so don't touch them. The utensils, like the egg ring and meat press, are also very...
You guys ever fucking cooked food? Have you ever done it at room temperature? No. So all the things that you cook on and or with are going to be hot. Is this day one for you? These are new employees. Yeah, I get new employees. They're not new human beings. This isn't orientation to humanity. We don't need to go over, number one, the concept of heat and what gets hot if you're understanding what food is. Number two, knock off all the fucking terrible, I don't even know what to call them. They're not metaphors. They're just it's terrible wordplay.
Yeah.
It doesn't rhyme. It's not alliterative.
No.
There's nothing there. He's just man, it's hot as a spicy rattlesnake. Fuck, dude.
very hot, so be sure to grab a hold of the wooden handles only. Be downright careful when you're working around the oven. Always wear and use heat-resistant gloves, not a towel, when grabbing
I don't
oven
think they eat
pans,
potatoes
baked
anymore, do
slugs.
they? Earl
The
Sr.?
toaster
They
is
might do the
as
loaded
fortunate
baked
as an
potatoes like
Amarillo
Wendy's.
hawk.
I don't
Be
think so,
careful
man.
when feeding and removing English muffins. Watch out for the belt and the surrounding surfaces. They are hot.
Duh.
When you open the lid to the steamer, that heat'll come at you like
That's
a red
steam.
rock
Don't you?
rattler.
You
So
be careful.
Open it real careful like. There are so many blasted ways you can brand yourself in the kitchen. Do what any good cook on the range does. Be very careful and always wear an apron. The final word is, Always be extra careful when carrying hot foods, liquids, or pans. Oh, and don't forget to warn your fellow ranchers when you come round in one of them corners.
I want to know if there's anybody else out there who worked in a kitchen like I did. This had to happen to literally everybody at some point, right? It happened to me on both sides. So when you work in a big industrial kitchen, they'll have like big oven mitts that'll go up to your elbow. So that's like super careful. So, and you know, whether or not you have those, that will not protect you from this thing that is going to happen that I'm going to describe to you, because it's happened to me with regular cookie sheets and large commercial, like baking for a restaurant cookie sheets. I've had them where like, whatever it is, like where my hip hits something or I try to close the oven door or whatever, and it will slide down and just rest the lip of that cookie tray right on your bicep. And I've got one right here and one right here of just from cookie sheets. Why are there no bicep protectors? I've had oven mitts up to my elbows.
Why did it stop?
Yeah, my biceps on both sides have cookie sheet burns.
You know, all this talking has made me mighty hungry. Hey, Cookie, how about rustling up one of them Western bacon cheeseburgers and some Frenchy fries?
Frenchie.
That sounds great to me, Cowboy Bernie.
Now riding the range don't have to be a pain. Ask Bernie, Cowboy Bernie.
What the fuck is going on? And he just talks about burns out on the range?
Ryan says,
Oh my god.
when I worked at Red Robin, one of our grill cooks had a seizure and landed face first on the hot grill. Thankfully, they were able to activate the fire extinguisher quick and wasn't too badly burned. Damn.
Yeah, and those are the things you can't like
Yeah, there's not going to be a training video
plan
for
or
that.
train for. Like, hey, if you feel like you're going to pass out, like don't do it on the grill. Like, how are you gonna know? Like,
Yeah.
well, it's all well and good, and that's the thing. Like, all training videos are just cover your own ass. There's no real reason. They don't care if you get hurt or not because you're expendable, especially a fast food worker. They just have to cover their ass legally. And, you know, it's kind of nice if you get to spend 45 minutes not dealing with customers, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that call back for that coffee commercial. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get it.
Okay, everybody, here we go. Stand by.
Why? Why did you need that?
Ready and action.
It's so like, I don't know. This feels like so many things, and as the references arise, I'm going to give them to you. But it also feels a little bit like the Roundhouse, where it's like a half professional but like half bullshit thing. Whereas like, I don't understand why trading has to come across as entertainment. Like, I've never been entertained by training video, no matter how they try. And honestly, I don't think if I were putting together material for people that were going to work for me, I don't want them
To be
sit
entertained?
here. No, like to sit here and be like, oh, we're like the guy is like talking about a coffee commercial. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
It's in the same vein as like corporate culture and all these other bullshit things where like the people who would not necessarily or even like entertain the idea of spending time together unless they were being paid.
Yeah.
Like, we're not a family. We're not anything outside of people brought together by the concept of money.
Yes.
Don't pretend like we're here for funsies or we're family or any of that shit. That happens
family.
organically, great. That had nothing to do with the company. It's because I like that person as a person. It's the same thing here where it's like, oh, we're all just humans. Like, oh, I got a coffee commercial. It feels like forced, casual.
Yeah, they're trying to make it like not
Like, Casey,
corporate.
we're cool. Now,
Yeah.
God damn it, don't slip and fall. Like, don't waste my fucking time.
Tense muscles, aching back. You don't need any medication. No.
Nuprin.
What you need is to lift your spirits by lifting the right way. Now, The first muscle
What if my
you
back's
need to
already
use
injured?
in lifting an object is your brain. If you think an
Try
object
harder.
is too heavy to lift, don't try it alone. Get some help. But if you think you can handle it, just follow these simple rules. First, place one foot next to the box.
Lift with your back.
Oh yeah, because number one, humans are great at self-appraisal. I mean, nobody ever over underestimates themselves. So check. Step number one. If you don't think you can do it, you probably can't. Good. Your judgment is solid. Step number two, if you feel like you can, here's how you're going to do it. You're going to like straddle the crotch, straddle the side of the box here and stub your crotch upon the edge of the
Corner.
box there.
The other one 8 to 12 inches behind. Bend your knees.
That's
ever
far.
So slightly
It's
and
like
comfortably next to the
chimpanzee,
object
that thing.
And getting a firm, tight hold. Don't lift with your back muscles. That can put too much pressure on your back muscles. Instead, lift with your knees, your legs, and your back muscles together, smoothly and evenly in an upright position, pushing with your legs, like this.
Comedy, right, guys? Comedy.
As you lift the box higher, keep your legs apart so as it doesn't fall to one side or
said
the other
right.
and you lose your balance. And if you need to pick it up over your head, which I'm not gonna do right now, just do it really carefully, okay?
I don't know if you guys have ever lifted anything heavy. You don't become like gassed immediately. Like you don't.
And you don't pick it up by the sides of the box with your hands full out.
Regardless of that, it's obviously not heavy. That's why he is able to do that. But like, it's not like lifting a box up to a standing position is equivalent to like running across the room 40 times.
Right.
You're not gonna be like, like it's heavy. I get it. Like you're not. Don't stop. This is not good. I used to love Carl's Jr. This is making me not like
I
them
said
as
at the
much.
beginning, if you think the object's too heavy to lift, get some help.
Great. Okay, let's set up for the
Right, just have somebody like off. There should be like a scissor lift or whatever.
Yeah.
Like this guy, you know, he's coffee commercial grade material. We
Right.
can't go right. Where's his stunt double?
Next shot.
I'm getting
Where
it.
is that prop guy? That thing was so heavy.
Get it, guys? It's funny. Do you get it? It's funny.
There
That's
are
Carl.
a lot of different types of cleaners and cleaning products used in the restaurant.
Oh,
excuse
boy.
me. Ah,
It looks like a restaurant.
As I was saying, there are numerous cleaners which contain a lot of interesting chemicals.
Interesting.
Yeah, but potentially dangerous. So, here are some important things to remember. First, always use the right cleaner. Now, there are cleaning cards in the restaurant to help you.
This is so embarrassing. Like, oh my God. Like, I mean, I'm not embarrassed now because I'm too old a man to give a fuck. But I imagine watching this in the right time period, like between my late teens, early 20s, and just being like, oh my God, like, this would be the only time where like you as a prospective and newly employed fast food worker can be like, at least I'm not this fucking idiot.
Yeah. Where do you think his family was?
They list the right
Brazil?
cleaner to use. Never substitute.
No, it was after
Each
45,
cleaner
sorry.
is specifically formulated for a specific
You
cleaning
think they still
task.
show this
A
video
cleaner
to the
that is good
Carl's
for
Jr.
one job
people?
may be wrong,
God, I hope
even
so.
dangerous for another. Now, you can identify
If we ever go to one
a
again,
cleaner by looking
We
at
should ask the person.
Yeah, I was like, hey, what was the last time you saw any training footage? And we'll be in Indio, California, and they'll go, get the fuck out of my face. And they'll go back to shooting meth behind the...
its
Yeah, that's what I'll
label.
do.
Each label has directions for using the cleaner properly, as well as safety precautions and first aid information. There are also materials safe.
That's the thing. When you're trying to do like the crazy German scientists, the R's are often hard for people. They end up rolling them. So if something is very R heavy, they'll end up sounding like a crazy Spanish scientist instead of a German one.
The data sheets
Mangala
called
Jr., yeah.
MSDSs.
Yeah,
in
your
restaurant.
MSDS.
These sheets will give
Manufacturer
you more
safety data
detailed
sheets.
info on each cleaning product. Now,
And why is no one giving him direction as to where to look? He's looking up here off camera, over here off camera, on camera, and down here off camera. with each line delivery. It's like he's following the series of blinking lights that Picard has to watch, and he's abducted by the Cardassians.
Oh, yeah.
Right, guys? How many lights are there? David Warner was a villain. Come
Your
on.
manager will know where the sheep are kept.
He said sheeps, and they did not do a second take.
Nope. Sheeps and sheets.
Where is
Close
that?
enough. It's fine.
Ah, here it is.
What a classic screensaver on that CRT
Let
back
us
there.
go to my favorite Carl's Jr. restaurant, yeah? Ah, just put this button here, and this beacon here, put this down there. Ah, we are at my favorite Carl's Jr. restaurant. Ah,
Anyone.
look here. Egbert is looking at a cleaning card to see how to
Dude's name is Egbert?
prepare and use a certain cleaner. He wants to know how a product is used, not
It's dissolving his coworker's head as we speak. But he's got to check the MSDS sheets to find out the proper way to stop his head from melting.
abused. Oh, and here we have
There might be an
Penelope
echo in here.
putting
Just a
cleaning
little one.
product into its properly
Slightly
marked
different.
spray bottle. She's putting the other products away. She knows that by mixing chemicals, you could possibly cause serious side effects, dangerous fumes, or even bodily harm.
Frankenstein's monster says.
Notice, Clarence is working with strong chemicals. So, he's wearing safety gear. The cleaning cards will tell you what to wear. And note also how serious he is. You don't want to play around with cleaners. It can't be dangerous.
So serious.
Now, here is Letitia.
We still
She
have
has
enough to buy
finished
the Cleveland Browns.
cleaning. So she is now securely closing and storing the product. You want to keep all cleaning materials away from food and paper.
Like, something just struck me. Like, the German equivalent, like when you say, oh, the product. If you're going to be German, you say the product, the prisoner. If you're going to go travel back in time, you... what Oldeth? what do they do on SpongeBob?
Oh, jeez.
I mean, you know what I'm saying, right? You just goeth. You just add "eth" at the end of stuff.
Product.
How is that
Because they
guy
put close
doing a
contamination.
German, Spanish, Russian, and Indian accent at the same time?
He accidentally mainlined every Muzzy VHS. They're like, hey, you're going to be playing a German scientist. And he accidentally
Perfect.
ordered the gamut of Muzzy and didn't remember who he was supposed to play. So he, that's the problem with Muzzy.
Yep.
Solid product, quality
Now,
product.
should you ever accidentally... Oh, sorry. Hello. That's better, yeah? Now,
Maybe?
should you ever
The size of that
accidentally
graduated cylinder.
swallow a cleaning product or get some on your skins or in your eyes, well, you must refer to the first aid information on the label.
Workers'
and notify
compensation.
the person in charge immediately. Most of all, if you don't know how to use a cleaning product, ask your manager or the person in charge before you use it, yeah? We want you to be safe and to know what you are doing with every product that... Hey, you... Well,
Well, he's dead.
Oh, God.
Now know what it takes
Brian
to
said,
prevent.
I never did Muzzy, but I feel like I did as many times as I saw those ads.
Right, that's the thing. I never did Muzzy either, but like
No,
that's the thing. Right in between like Aquadots, Zoo Books, and I don't know, slot in any other one of those products that you saw all the time. Je suis la Juvie. Je suis
Carl's
Jr. Junior, you know what I mean?
Cuts, burns,
Murders,
back injuries,
front injuries.
and chemical injuries.
What other
And
injuries
to
are
stop
there?
these, you need to think. Think safety. Be aware of all...
Why is this motherfucker still on a ladder back here? How many lights are you changing, my dude? Anything beyond a lamp exchange, you're going to need a registered electrician, like probably per your landlord's agreement. Like, you up there changing a ballast? What the fuck? Like,
all the potential safety hazards in your restaurant. Follow all the safety guidelines. Work hard at making your work accident-free. But hey, if you happen to have an accident or hurt yourself in any way, notify the person in charge pronto. You may think it's minor or no big deal, but this is no time to be macho.
Yeah, that time is when like you're an electrician and like full to the gills of like illicit substances, and you cut your finger to the bone, and then okay, so true story that happened to a dude I was working with. We were pulling wire in the Gamage Auditorium in ASU where they have all the basketball games. And dude sliced his fucking finger to the goddamned bone. And I go, whoa, we got to get that looked at, because his hands were black as pitch because we were working and just covered in oil around all these machines. And I was like, dude, we got to get that looked at. That is fucked. You are totally fucked. Like, that is going to be nerve damage and shit. And he's like, no, dude, I can't. I won't be able to pass the drug test. So not only was I like shouted down, like getting this dude help, but like he made me hold his phone and take a whole bunch of photos of it. and keep in mind, I can't handle gore, like fake gore.
Yeah, no,
this was
not.
real. Like there was bone showing and plenty of like visceral fat and all this meat and stuff available in his finger. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna spread it open this way. You take some pictures. I'm gonna spread it this way. I'm gonna send it to my friends. And I go, and I'm like fucking gagging. And he's like, okay, now go ahead and tape it up. And he made me like fucking nurse his ass back together, disregarding my recommendation to wash his hands. So I did the best I could. I was like a Civil War field nurse, for Christ's sake.
Have they covered what to do if your shoe falls
Very
off?
important.
How dare you?
Your trainer is now going to take
Again,
you on a
we
safety
paid
tour of the-
$19.99 mail order of this fair use music. I want you to get Carl's Jr.'s money out of it.
Right. Doesn't this feel like Drew? You may be old enough to remember this, you may not be, but like when you went back into Party City or any party supply place back in the day, there'd be like Drew's famous blank music, where it was essentially just like, because covering a song costs nothing, so you get like a shitty band to cover a bunch of famous disco songs or whatever. It is like Drew's famous disco's hits party music, or Drew's famous Halloween hits or whatever, and it was just like shitty low rent version knockoffs. It's this.
I predict rage quit in 3, 2,
tour of the
1.
restaurant and show you the exact locations of the safety equipment and the special safety features of your restaurant. So pay close attention.
Bottom line,
This Carl's Jr. has side impact airbags.
safety is no accident. Safety starts with you, so always remember, think safety.
Safety third. We've got so much left. What's going on? Oh, yo, there's Hardy's training on this too. 1996. Yo, not for nothing. My gut told me this was 97 because it felt a little too late to be hitting these weird stylized trends so hard and disgustingly. Don't sue. All rights reserved. Now let's we're going to roll in some Hardy's material. And P.S. I was talking to Ryan in the Discord. I've had Carl's Jr., I've had Hardy's. I think Carl's Jr. is the superior company. I don't know how you guys do it back east. Feels inferior to me. Just as a man who's had them both.
Welcome to Hardy's Food Service Sanitation Training. This video will introduce you to the safe food handling procedures at Hardy's. We will
See, now this feels better. This feels like a no-nonsense, no bullshit affair where I'm not going to be like spoken down to or like
it's like a PowerPoint presentation.
take you on a short trip through Micro World. This video
Yeah, Carl's Jr. is fucking awesome. Hardy's, not so much. I don't know what the difference is. Like their sandwiches are slightly different. The
I've never had
configuration-
Hardy's.
When I was in Chicago, I had Hardee's, and every time I was east of the Mississippi, I have Hardee's because you have no choice. But I don't know.
I never even saw one in Connecticut. I don't think they existed there.
It may be a middle north / Midwest
Middle
thing.
North, yes.
video adventure will cover the reasons for
God.
managing a sanitary food service
It's gonna be an
operation,
adventure?
understanding the types of microorganisms of concern to food service workers, the
Look out for
connection
these
between
microorganisms.
and foodborne illness,
FBI.
the basic conditions that bacteria need to grow, how bacteria is transmitted to food, and how transmission can be
Science.
controlled. The difference between biological, chemical, and physical hazards.
I
The
mean, those are
rules for
pretty
good personal hygiene.
self-explanatory.
A program of good personal hygiene and safe food handling practices. We have an expert on food sanitation with us today.
I'm sure we do.
Let me introduce myself.
Oh, God.
Food
Perfect.
poisoning. That's right. Who would know more about food safety than its worst enemy? And that's
Why does he have a computer voice? Like, if you're gonna make him, like, I understand. You probably, like, they probably have an Amiga somewhere in the Hardee's HQ, and they were like, you know what? I'm gonna overlay some video. We're gonna interlay some shit, and I'm gonna have a spooky ghost who's like also a radical snowboarder pirate. Why also the robot voice?
Mr. Food Poisoning to you. Through this video, you will meet my
Beep boop, food poisoning robot.
Microworld gang members.
God, the gang
These
members.
elite members are E. coli,
Elite.
Salmonella, Shigellosis, Staphylococcus,
Staphylococcus. Hantavirus.
Trichinosis,
Oh, God.
and hepatitis.
You get hepatitis from a Hardee's? The
You're gonna
fuck?
find out none of these characters give up easy, and there's always more where they came from.
Well, thanks, Mr. Food Poisoning.
Yeah,
We
dick.
call him FP for short. Well, folks, people eat out
'Cause
for
who has
lots
the
of
time?
reasons. Families, senior citizens, and friends go out for lunch or dinner. Business executives
Families, senior citizens, friends, business executives. Yeah, imagine being a business executive and hearing like, yeah, I'll see you at the Hardee's at Central Avenue and 14th Street. You go, Hardee's?
to have a meeting, or just because they're hungry.
Right, food.
Hardee's guests expect good, safe food, clean surroundings, and pleasant service.
Good, safe
Everyone is
food.
becoming more aware that
That's what I want to hear when I say, hey, how'd you like that place over on the corner there, that new place? The food was safe.
Yeah. It was safe.
What a
food.
ringing endorsement. The food was safe. The atmosphere was pleasant. Again, the food was safe.
connection between food and illness.
This old lady's bedhead is
Food is
wigging
your
me out.
responsibility. Foodborne illness, most commonly called food poisoning, is a disease carried or transmitted to human beings by food.
There was also the ill-fated sequel to Bloodborne. Foodborne illness.
Food poisoning costs restaurants, grocery stores, and even hospitals millions of dollars
In
each year in
diarrhea alone.
lawsuits. It can happen anywhere food is served, even at home. The media and news agencies daily report on these incidents.
Some of my
The liberal G-run media.
best work. Your job is to eliminate me.
By the time this video
Are
is
you
over, we
endorsing that?
will be able to eliminate you. Let's get started looking at this kitchen. There's no
Look at this fat guy. He's reaching into some sort of thing here. Lady in a dark uniform reaching into another thing. They're searching for food poisoning.
Yep.
Finding none. See? That's what they're searching.
no place for food poisoning to hide, or is there? Keep your eye out for visible soil. A clean area is not always a sanitary area. A sanitary
Miss Perkins, I found another bag of Miracle Grow.
work area is free of harmful levels of microorganisms and chemicals. Remember,
I mean-
creation and maintenance of healthful and hygienic conditions is your responsibility. Hardee's involves you and management by providing awareness of the high priority of sanitation. Hardee's employees' actions and appearance, as well as posted certification, provide public proof of the company's high priority on sanitation.
Priority
There are
one.
3 food safety categories: food, facilities, and people. The most dangerous of these is people. Food poisoning depends on them to help carry out its work.
People are so dangerous.
The most dangerous part of people? Their hands. That's where
Secondly, they're filthy ideas. Liberals.
most food contamination comes from. Just remember, you and your hands do most of the dirty work.
And P.S. too, like for every smartass out there who like, because I get this sometimes too, because everybody who has facial hair, they'll have some smartass come into their life and be like, you know how much bacteria lives on your fucking beard and I go, how do you think it gets there? You own 2 of these, right? At the very least 1. That's how you eat stuff. Your face has the same bacteria on it. It's just less playground. I'm like giving up. I'm not giving up my mustache because you are an idiot.
The greatest concern to restaurants and food poisoning's very dear friends are bacteria.
Hands. Oh.
Restaurants can provide the perfect environment for bacterial growth.
Gross.
Food left out at room temperatures between 40 degrees and 140 degrees Fahrenheit
Classic room temperature of 140 degrees.
Yeah.
is ideal for the growth
40 degrees to 140 degrees. That's quite a swing.
of bacteria. And remember, if you have just one bacteria, it will divide to become 2, and 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8. And
I mean, it would be impossible for you to have one bacteria, right? Like,
Yeah.
they're everywhere all the time. It's like wild yeast. Any microorganism, like, they keep like, oh my God. It's like when Coke says that each can has 1 calorie. I believe that to be bullshit.
so on and so
Maybe the
on.
real foodborne
Proper procedures
illness
can
was
keep
the
food-
friends we made along the way.
I believe it was. It was it was the explosive diarrhea in all those truck stop bathrooms.
Food out of the danger zone for any length of time.
Danger zone.
It was the
Employees
Kenny
have
Loggins
direct control of
potatoes.
time and temperature. You should keep hot foods hot
And cold foods cool.
and cold foods cold.
Or hot eats and cool treats. They'll treat you right at Dairy Queen.
Remember, room temperature equals danger.
Yeah, 140 degrees. Woo! Careful.
The temperature danger zone, one of FP's gang's favorite places.
God. This has definitely been rendered on the Amiga. We're going to like
Hey, since the gang's
1994.
all here, let me introduce you to some of them. Sugarloses, come on over here
Dude, we got all of their names and their fucking trading cards already.
and talk to the people.
Sure, boss. No problem. Hey, is this on? People don't like to...
Yeah, blew into the mic. Asked if it was on. It was removed from the screen.
Yep. Still good.
What's going on? What is
Think
going
about
on?
me. I'm usually found in human feces.
Yo,
I get
cool.
around most often with a free ride on unwashed human hands.
Human
I'm also
hands.
known as a frequent flyer since flies will carry me to where the food is.
Airborne pathogen.
I brought a turd to your burger. You're welcome.
I really
Does that say dramatization? Obviously.
make some people sick, giving them diarrhea, cramps, chills, and fever.
And also maybe
That's
death.
right, Shig. But careful control
Did you know that eating poop can make you poop worse?
measures properly used, such as washing hands after using the toilet
Fly
and
control.
fly control
Control your
can
flies.
wipe you out. Sorry, that's the facts. Okay, gang, who's next? Is that you, Sal? Step right up here.
I live in the cloaca of chickens.
Got you covered. Sal's my name, and chicken is my game. My whole family is found in chicken, eggs, and dairy products, naturally.
Also, lots of reptiles. I mean, there's a link there, people. Birds are just modern day dinosaurs.
We can cause people to have diarrhea, fever, chills, abdominal pain, headaches, and vomiting.
But people can kill you, Sal. Cooking chicken to 165 degrees Fahrenheit. It'll happen every time. Salmonella is spread through a technique called cross-contamination. Notice the setting. The person drops the leaky bag of
Don't practice this technique. See, that's the thing. When you call something bad a technique, it sounds like you should be doing it.
Yeah.
chicken on the coring tool. Without knowing, the other employee picks up the coring tool and uses it. Voila! Salmonella has just been passed on. People can stop this health threat.
Tag,
All
you're
they have to do is
infected.
guard against cross-contamination and practice good personal hygiene. Our next disease is food poisoning's dear old friend, a gal who comes to us straight from human beings, Staphylococcus. Talk to us.
Well, hello there.
Ugh.
It's true. I've been around for a long time. I'm always at home in people's nasal passages and throats. I'm at my best filling up infected cuts and burns, abrasion, boils, and in pimples with very little
I mean, outside of like the bubonic plague, how many people are suffering from boils these days? I feel like that's an old-timey.
He's a fan.
I might be a fan.
effort I can get all over human hands and onto my next victim.
Man,
What's
I mean,
a
your
little
pimples.
nausea, vomiting,
More diarrhea.
dehydration, prostration, and cramps between
Prostration? Mean you just lie down? Like being tired causes prostration. If you're prostrate, right? Am I crazy?
I think you might be crazy.
Well, that's
Am I-
right, Stapala. In fact, we have a clip here showing how you do get around. Roll it, Johnny. Now, as you will see, folks, Staphyla uses human beings as the reservoir to transmit. You see,
That's what
as the
diseases
person
do.
sneezes into their own hands, Staphylococcal is passed into the hands. When food is picked up, the bacteria has passed on.
But he did put it in that toaster, which is probably not going to get the internal temperature to 165. It'll at least get the outside, which will, how much liquid is going to be transferred via one sneeze?
Prostration is the laying down, but it's a condition in which a person is so weak that they're unable to do anything.
Right. When I'm super sleepy, I have prostration then.
Yeah.
Staphyla does have her weak spot.
And
if employees
diarrhea.
will simply tell their managers they're sick, they will be excluded from food handling. Now, if you are dressing sandwiches and have to use your bare hands, making sure you clean your hands is critical. Washing and cleaning your hands, sanitize.
See, I sneezed and I was going to grab the bun, sir, but I thought, no, I won't grab the bun. And now I'm telling you about the time I sneezed but didn't grab the bun, but I keep touching my nose. Can I go home?
All equipment, utensils, and food contact surfaces keep Staphyla out of circulation.
Go home. All right.
Our next
Smell you
disease
later,
is
bitch.
food poisoning's big buddy. Let's hear about it from E.
He looks
coli.
like the Mucinex booger.
Yeah.
Thank you, and thank you. Ladies and gents, I deserve some respect. E. coli here. I play it cool. I stay alive in raw hamburger. I can
This is like the production value I would have been producing if I had an Amiga back in 1996.
cause people fever, nausea,
Diarrhea.
abdominal
Come on,
pain,
diarrhea.
vomiting,
Yep.
diarrhea,
There it is.
cramps, and colitis.
All the same stuff except
Diarrhea
for
bingo.
Except for they got
I can
colitis.
kill you.
I'll kill you.
And I stay in your
Take
system
it
forever.
easy, big guy. Anybody can see you're nothing to fool around with.
Get the
But
fuck
they will
outta
probably
here.
never have to do that after I show them this clip. See, there you are, E, in that hamburger patty. But they're cooking the meat to 160 degrees Fahrenheit or higher, and when you see the juices turn from red to clear, my friend, you're dead.
Who's this? Well, I should have known. Trichinosis.
I want to hear hepatitis.
Gotcha. Well, you got me like you get a lot of people. Tell us
Hey, this guy sounds a little like food poisoning.
Yeah.
about it.
Well, thanks, FP. I'll just do that. Well, folks, I'm not your average
That was FP.
Yeah.
parasite. As a group, we spend most of our time hanging out in undercooked pork. When I show up in people, all kinds of things happen.
Nausea.
What?
Vomiting. Cramps.
What does Hardee's serve that's pork aside from bacon, right? But like that's so few and far between.
Do they have sausage? Like patties or
I don't know
links?
breakfast.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the thing.
They start
Maybe
to
they do.
vomit, have nausea, and abdominal pain, and their eye tissues swell.
Diarrhea, diarrhea,
Eye tissues
diarrhea.
swell.
And if everything goes just right,
Diarrhea.
they get a
Death.
muscle stiffness.
Damn it!
Yeah, Tricky, you can do all that as long as things
The right muscle gets stiff, if you know what I mean.
don't get too hot. Cooking sausage
I got trichinosis in all the right places.
Ham and cheese.
thoroughly to 160 degrees or better, and cooking and holding sausage gravy to 170 to
Sausage
180
gravy.
degrees will just
Gravy.
destroy you. Is that everybody? Who am I forgetting?
Happy
Happy, I know we haven't heard from
hepatitis.
you. Come on and tell everybody who you are.
I'll kill your liver.
Yeah. So what do you want to know?
This
I
is
come from
hepatitis.
infected people, okay? I wait for my chances in raw and uncooked foods like fresh produce, okay? I can cause people to have fever, nausea, abdominal pain, fatigue, and jaundice, okay?
Right, but which hepatitis
Right.
is
Are you A, B, or C, bitch?
Okay, it's like the fucking Lundberg of diseases. I have to have you get like a new liver, okay?
People use disposable plastic gloves when preparing raw and uncooked food. You can be eliminated, okay?
You explode when people use gloves.
Foods can also be contaminated by chemical substances used to control bugs while growing crops. Cleaning chemicals used during food service preparation can also cause contamination.
Hepatitis A.
You must watch out for particles or items that can fall into foods.
Metal fake
fragments,
fingernails.
hair, and false fingernails are in the physical hazard list.
What the fuck?
By now, it shouldn't come as any surprise to find out that proper hand washing is the most critical part of personal cleanliness. You should wash your hands before starting your shift and often during your workday. After using the restroom, after handling raw food product, after using cleaning chemicals, after smoking or eating, after handling trash, after touching contaminated surfaces, after touching your face or hair, after sneezing or coughing, after touching money.
After doing literally anything, always wash your hands. That's why Subway, they wash their hands every 30 seconds.
Food contamination and food poisoning. Use warm water. Wet hands first. Apply soap. Rub your hands together for 20 seconds. Thoroughly rinse your hands.
Up to your elbows.
Like, what are you performing surgery on the burger? Give me a break. So the wrist is fine, people.
Never dry your hands on your clothes. You also have to remember this. After you're done washing your hands, you might not go directly to food handling. You may perform some other function, such as handling raw food, or maybe you just opened the restroom door. You just picked up bacteria.
Way to go, idiot. Now wash your hands again, and this time leave without touching the door.
Must clean your hands again before you handle any food.
Oh, my God.
Keeping your clothes clean will help you to maintain healthful working conditions as well as presenting a polished and professional appearance on the job.
Use the chemical shower every 30 to 45 seconds.
Why does food poisoning care when you take your breaks? Just the chemical shower, yeah. It's like, I would love it to be like a super abrasive chemical where you go in, like all your clothes melts off except for like the hat.
Yeah.
Like, that's made out of some tough material, but like everybody comes out like in their underwear and they got to slip into a new uniform.
Yeah.
Products, eat food, or chew gum. Always remember when returning to work after a break that you must wash your hands.
Remember, after washing your hands, you must wash your hands.
Now let's move on to some of the biggest whistleblowers to food poisoning and his micro world gang.
What?
I'm talking about thermometers.
Oh.
The two types that you will be using are digital and pocket thermometers. First, wash.
The aggressive and confusing editing that the Amiga is bringing to this presentation is jarring.
Rinse and sanitize
Literally
thermometers
grilling
before each
burgers in a
use.
hazmat
Next,
suit.
check the temperature in the thermal center. That's usually the thickest part of the food you're cooking.
The thermal
You
center,
allow 15
idiot.
seconds after the indicator stops moving. You then record the thermometer reading. Now, all this careful temperature measurements will be time wasted if the thermometer is not working properly. You must calibrate your thermometer daily. Ask your manager for help in how to calibrate.
Can you imagine sticking a
Remember when you're
thermometer
done-
in every single burger?
I never saw a thermometer used at the Burger King I worked at.
I'm sure there never is.
Why would you? It's stupid. The thing cooks the burgers. Like, the oven is made to be idiot-proof.
To clean and sanitize your thermometers after every use. You may even be required to keep your thermometers in a sanitized solution. Again, check with your manager to be certain. The basic rules for safe food storage ensure that food is protected until used. First in, first out. FIFO means just what it says.
Yeah.
You must keep frozen and refrigerated foods out of the 40 to 140 degree Fahrenheit danger zone. Food should only be stored in approved areas. Store food in clean wrappers or containers. Storage areas must be kept clean and dry. Food transport vehicles inside the store should be kept clean at all times.
What?
One of the last chances for a food handler to contaminate food is when he or she is serving the food. That's why there is a right way and a wrong way to do everything.
I have a question because I
tongs for
have
handling-
never worked in like a fast food or a restaurant place. Does every employee have to have a food handler's card?
Mm-mm.
Is it just the person that owns the place has to have a food handler's card?
I think it's the people who work, like, because that's the thing. Maybe this is different in different places, but where I was at, everybody in front of the kitchen basically stayed there, and everybody who was in the kitchen stayed there. And they all had their food handler's card.
Those all the chefs and shit like that.
Like, I was never allowed to go back and do any of that shit because I didn't have my food handler's card, so I just do the
Serving.
register. So yeah, but that's the thing. I never
Handled food.
asked, so I never got told, and my Spanish wasn't good enough to be like, get your food handler's card, so I don't know.
Handling biscuits keeps your fingers off them.
It's the prep line that needs it. Okay.
Use a scoop for putting ice in cups to keep the ice free of contamination.
The real heavy hitters in the battle to control food contamination are the sanitizers. Used correctly, after cleaning and rinsing all surfaces, these agents take care of business. They're used in 3 strengths. Your manager will give you the mixing instructions. Notice you won't see me anywhere around these guys.
I mean, technically, you're not going to see him literally anywhere. I mean, unless you count witnessing someone shitting themselves inside out and or vomiting. But like, you're not going to see like the ghost of food poisoning floating around. Like,
We've talked
It'd
about
be super
everything
easy
but the
to
kitchen
avoid.
sink, so here we are. Everything used in food preparation ends up...
what the?
We don't even know about the 3-part sink.
Well, great. Now you guys are going to get food poisoning.
Yeah, because you're going to use that 3-compartment sink and not know how to use it.
What I want to say was like a soap and water solution, a water bath, and then like a sanitizer solution, but it's been so long, I don't know. Wow.
Hi, may I help you?
Yeah, these fries are terrible.
Oh, what's wrong with them?
Well, I just sat down to
They don't compliment my dry look, and I'm about to turn into the Incredible Hulk-ish.
eat, and the fries are cold.
I'm sorry. Let me get your fresh order.
Fries might
you
be
just have a
cold.
seat. I'll be glad to bring them to you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
No, I want my money back. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Regular fry, please.
Look at those weird space droids they're taking orders on.
Here you go, sir.
These fries
Here's some
taste
hot
like
fries.
stale ass.
Sorry that the other ones were cold, but I appreciate you letting us know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Isn't that weird? Like, this is a time when there's only one size fry. And they're those little tiny bags. Like,
small.
Like, Roy Orbison is right, Ryan. But, like, that... I can't imagine... Like, I wouldn't use a time machine to go back and do anything, like, important or noteworthy. I would just go back to, like, when things started, to go and like experience fast food and it was still made out of real things, and like the portions were like, you know, there was one size and it was 12 ounces, and there was one size fried, it was like 12 pieces of potato, and like they had one burger and it was like, here you go, enjoy it.
There you go.
It's like David Banner and Roy Orbison.
Help you, ma'am? Yes, when I placed my order, I asked for a medium Coke. This tastes like a diet drink.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'll get you another one.
Jesus Christ.
I'll leave the other one right here with the soda.
Don't worry, ma'am. In 20 or 30 years, the soda machines will be out there, and this will be a thing of the past.
Yeah.
Free refills. Done by you or a soda robot. I love those soda robots.
We do have Jack in the Box in Arizona.
Enjoy your meal.
And no,
I used to eat a Jack in the Box when I was in high school, and the Jumbo Jack was $1, and I would have $3. I'm a little more discerning now, so no. Know what I mean?
I used to have a lady who would, every once a week, she would come in to work with a big bag of those tacos from Jack in the Box and like pass them out to everybody, like three people, three per person.
Yes, I want another sandwich. This quarter-pound cheeseburger is cold, and I want a hot one.
This sandwich take a bite out of me.
Okay, so just a moment, I'll get the manager.
Thank you.
Look at it. Are you looking at it? There's no fucking... I mean, there's no way. Like...
Nowadays, when people receive crappy food, they need 4 months of therapy for PTSD.
And they receive a therapy animal. Whatever.
You couldn't get your own refill at McDonald's? Well,
it depends on where you go. Some, they keep the shit behind the counter because, I don't know, is that an indicator of, like, the area? Because, like, if you are in a shitty part of town where people... Like, you have a sign up that says water cups are for water only, or someone runs in with a thermos and fills it up with Pepsi and it runs out. You go, what the fuck? It might just be a skeezy part of town.
yeah, because then you got the soda robots, or you have just the 8 dispensers.
Soda robots are my
Sir,
favorite.
I understand something's wrong with your sandwich.
Yes, this is cold.
Okay, let me get you another
Let
sandwich,
me touch
okay?
it.
Thank you. I don't want another cold one now.
Instead
Mister,
of
I have
taking
some
his
fresh
cup,
ones
they
right
gave him a
here.
whole new cup
Thank
for a
Here you go,
refill.
sir. A nice fresh quarter-pound cheeseburger. I'm sorry that you were inconvenienced, but I appreciate you letting me know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
P.S.
I'm Dave
It's the
Thomas.
fucking 80s, and there's no way that was cold. They were still making it like
Right there.
not necessarily right there, like because this is it predates like made when it's ordered. However, there's going to be a very here's the thing. I don't care how old the sandwich is. It was not cold. The heat lamps that were rife by this point keep shit warm. We would have nuggets under there. 2 hours, 3 hours. They'd be hard as a rock and stale as shit. Hot as hell, though. Don't tell me it's cold, you liar.
Solid as a rock.
Fuck. It's hot.
A hot rock. Angry customer.
Easily pacified like the last three, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I'm angry. Well, maybe try not being angry. Oh, boy, I'll think about that at my table. Bye.
Yes, ma'am. May I help you?
Are you the manager?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
This is the second time I've been in your restaurant.
Stop coming.
Each time I've ordered a cheeseburger without mustard because my son Tommy doesn't like mustard.
I give a
In
fuck
fact,
about your
he
son.
won't eat anything with mustard on it. Both times.
Since he doesn't like mustard, if you put mustard on a food, he denies it. If you do not put mustard on it, by and large, he will eat it. However, when mustard is present, my aforementioned son Tommy will not eat it. And I've been in here twice. 2 times. Mustard.
Times I have gotten cheeseburgers with mustard. In fact, this time the hamburger came with everything left off except the mustard. Now, I don't understand. Every time I come into Hardee's, the same problem happens.
Just
You ever
twice.
think about switching to Carl's Jr., you fat bitch? And P.S., shut the fuck up. No, it's not. Number one, no one should ever get this mad about fast food ever. Shut the fuck up. But you can't put that in a training video.
You can't get your orders straight. Now, I want my money back, and I want to go.
Yes, ma'am, I can understand how you feel, and I'm sorry for the inconvenience. I'd like to do anything I can to resolve the situation.
Fine.
You tried eating shit, you
Fine.
fat bitch? I hate this lady.
I want my money back.
I'll be glad to give you your money back.
Do you have
I'd
a
also like
receipt?
to treat you to your order if you don't mind waiting.
Fine. How long will that take? I'm in a hurry.
How long does fast food take?
My kid's in
Well,
the
that
car.
special cheeseburger will take about 3 minutes, ma'am.
I don't have time to wait. Why don't you just give me my money back?
Okay, I can understand that. I'll be glad to give you your money back. I'd also like to give you a free coupon to treat you to a meal next time
By the time you're done talking, it'll be 3 minutes already.
you come in.
Fine.
Okay? Let me get your money.
I will definitely be back a third time because I am number one, reasonable, and number two, very intelligent and learn lessons quickly. I don't have 3 minutes.
See, that's 39.
And see you next
1, 2, I
Tuesday,
believe that was the total
madam.
of your order. Let me also get you a coupon. There you go.
$2.39.
I'm sorry again for the inconvenience we caused you, ma'am. I hope you'll come back and see us real soon.
Mm-hmm. So did you just...
Those registers are off the chart.
Yeah.
$86? Hot damn.
Oh my god. Your performance with the mustard deal has to stop.
How slow did people read in the 80s? Why do we have to have a whole fucking theme song for each card?
Correcting performance problems.
They're like, well, fuck, Gary. I had him write themes that were 17 seconds a pop. You said 17. No, Glenn, I said 7. I've got something in writing, and oh, God, it is 7. Well, I already paid for it, man. Well, I guess we'll have to use it all.
Hi, Liz.
Oh, great. This is the fun bitch from earlier.
Busy lunch rush we had, wasn't it?
Sure was.
Liz, there's
I went from being a bitchy customer to now an employee. That's not the same.
Not at all.
there's one thing I want to talk to you
Scared
about.
busy.
I noticed on 2 occasions when I came over and pointed out to you that you were overweighing the roast beef, The first time it was a half an ounce over, and the second time it was a quarter of an ounce over.
You're getting better.
I know you're not doing it intentionally, but are there any reasons why it was happening?
Well,
accident?
No, like you mentioned, it was awful busy, and I was trying to make sure that I had at least one roast beef sandwich available to the customers.
And P.S. What's a fucking quarter of an ass, my dude? Like, get your fucking dry look out of here. Get off my ass. I'm on my break right now. When I clock back in to make my $3.14 an hour, then you can chew my ass out. I'm off the clock.
At all times.
I really appreciate that customer concern. What type of ideas do you have to solve the problem?
Well, the only idea I can really think of is for me just to slow down some and just make sure that I take the right amount of roast beef and place it on the scales.
Have you brainstormed how to solve the problem of giving someone a quarter of an ounce too much roast beef? Yeah. I ran this up the flagpole of my village, my community, my state, and I wrote a letter to my state senator. I'm waiting back for a response.
Each time.
I'm glad you brought that up, because that's really the key, is just being more careful. One other thing I noticed is if you get too much roast on the scale, it's all right to go ahead and take a slice or two off to make sure that you got the proper amount of roast on the sandwich. Okay? So why don't we go ahead and agree on those two things? That you're
Also, if you sit back to my office and there's a sock on the door, it means come in, but pull the sock off and lock the door on your way in. Then you can service my hog, and I'll forget all about the quarter ounce of roast beef that you... Quarter of an ounce. That's 0.75 ounces that are just unaccounted for, Susan. And someone's going to have to slurp the derp.
You're just going to take your time, be a little more careful, and then if you do get some extra roast on the slicer, that you can take a slice or two off.
Okay.
Okay? Why don't we go ahead and
customers
work with
do
that
not
for a couple
deserve
days.
an
We'll
extra
get back
slice of
together.
roast beef,
Why
Susan.
don't we go ahead and work with that for a couple of days? Turning something where it's like, hey, I realize you're getting better. Keep up the good work. I'll catch up with you later. Not like, okay, so now you're aware, now that we made eye contact and we're human beings, that if it's a little over, you can send chemicals from your brain, right? Electrical impulses through your body to operate your hands and pull a slice off. Can you handle that, Susan?
On Friday about 2 o'clock, and that's when you get off, and we'll go ahead and discuss how it went.
We'll meet at my Toyota MR2 in the parking lot. Yeah, we'll have a few, what's it?
Ryan.
Have a few, oh God. Bartles and James, see where the night takes us.
We're good. I think you got a good handle on it, Liz, and I feel confident you can get it taken care of.
Ryan's going to see himself
Thanks a lot.
out after
Thank
his
you.
comment.
He wants to go to her downtown Arby's. That being said, I think that's all we got for you tonight. We're all over the place. I can't, and obviously now you can see, beyond a shadow of a doubt, based on even training material alone, Carl's Jr., though a little more cringy, superior to Hardee's. That's the way it's around, people. It's just the way it is. And
Matt says, no, we can't date as that's against our policy. Now get out of here, sweet cheeks, and make it snappy.
right, you can't officially date, but getting, the chrome sucked off your towing hitch in the back office 4 or 5
After
nights
hours.
a week. Nah, I mean, they never do that. I mean, that's the thing. Anytime there's going to be sexual impropriety, you do it on the clock. You're getting paid and you're getting laid. Bowling Gate 2024, you motherfuckers.
Can we get a spaghetti drop for the road?
I made some spaghetti, but I dropped some sauce on the floor.
Good. There you go. So, all right, guys. So that's all we had for you tonight. I hope you are ready to start working at a Hardee's or Carl's Jr., depending on what part of the U.S. you live in. If you're in the middle north, God, speed to you, my friends. But that's it. Got lots more interrogations to go through. I don't know which one I'm going to.
Are we doing a show on Friday?
Oh,
we
maybe
can.
not.
It
I
doesn't
don't
matter.
know. It's our anniversary, so we might be out of the studio in a different city or out of town somewhere. We may or may not. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I've got lots of interrogations. If it doesn't happen, whatever. Also, just to preload this, we might be starting up something that'll take up basically the rest of my life. So I don't know how regular the shows are going to stay. Anyway, that being said,
10 years, Marty.
10 years, Marty.
10 years married, 12 years together, but 10 years married.
Yep. And
yep.
Just because it doesn't feel that long, and here's the thing. There are so many. When I was a kid, I was really appreciative of all the holidays where you got presents. And now that I've got a house full of shit, I don't want any more presents. So all the holidays where I get shit are sort of running thin. As you can see, I've got enough shit in my house. I mean, this isn't 1% of it.
Right.
Anyway, that being said, we will catch you maybe in a couple days, maybe not. Either way, whatever the next time is, we'll see you there. Bye, guys.
Bye.
For the try to
Fistful of Podcasts Radio.